Hello, Tyler DeWitt here. So I want to go over how to launch a Google Ads campaign. And I want you to keep in mind one of the most important factors is account structuring. Account structuring is key. It will make or break your campaign. That means your campaigns need to be highly organized, your ad groups need to be organized, and you need to keep your ad groups relevant. Don't get carried away with putting hundreds of keywords in an ad group. That's what your phrase and broad match are for. Anytime that you launch a campaign under the search campaign, you want to keep the search partners off under the settings. Don't enable the search partners. So many people launch campaigns with the search partners on, and the result of that is a low return on investment, or ROAS, return on ad spend. So keep those search partners off. Another key factor in how well your campaign does in the search network is your keyword quality score. And there's several variables that come into play on your keyword quality score. And one of the main factors is one of your main factors is your click-through rate, your ad relevance, and landing page experience. I would say the click-through rate on your ads are the most important. And your quality score for the keywords are rated from a level of 1 to 10 on your keywords. And keep in mind, the better click-through you can get on your ads in the search network, the higher your quality score is going to be for a given keyword. So let's say, for example, you're targeting Nike shoes. You want to create an ad that's relevant to Nike shoes. And you want to create a good description and set up some responsive search ads too. Responsive search ads are the new ads. They're replacing ETAs, expanded text ads. RSAs, you can still A/B test them, but don't get caught up with the ad strength. The ad strength is just giving you an idea of how Google sees your ad, but it doesn't necessarily change what you spend like the quality score would. That's under a responsive search ad. And the reason you want to keep the search partners off is because you're going to start getting traffic from Lycos, Ask, Dogpile, BizRate, and all these all these search engines that are out there in La La Land. They convert very low and they just don't bring in qualified traffic. Anytime that you're setting up the search network, keep in mind that you have the correct conversion goal settings in place. If you're targeting sales, then make sure that you're using conversion goal settings sales. If you're targeting leads, make sure you have it set up as leads. Make sure your conversion tracking set up. You would be surprised at how many people lack tracking. They will just load a campaign. Well, I'm just kind of watching the results. Make sure you're tracking everything. You want to know how many leads each landing page is sending you, or you want to know how many sales each product is sending you. So how should you set your bid settings for a high return on ad spend? You have manual CPC, enhanced CPC, and automation. You should always use this process. Anytime you're launching a new search campaign, start with manual CPC. That gives the Google Search Network time to build up data. Because if you launch the automation right away, Google has no data to make a decision with. So ideally, manual, enhanced, automation. That's how we usually launch them. How much data do you need? Anywhere from 1 to 3 months, maybe 4 months running manual CPC. And then once you've got months of data, you have a lot of traffic, you have a lot of clicks, a lot of sales, then you can click on that target ROAS setting, your automation. Usually run it for about a month or two using manual CPC under Search Network, then move into enhanced CPC, then move into automation. You can also set up experiments too and test the campaigns to see which ones do better, like on the Google Shopping Network. If you're looking for branding, you can use maximize clicks or maximize impressions for your bid settings. And excuse me, I'm looking at my notes here. Also, your keyword match type. Try, like I said, mentioned earlier, use 1 to 2 keywords per ad group using the proper match type. So say, for example, you set up an ad group, or you set up a few ad groups, one called Nike shoes, the other one called Reebok shoes. Nike shoes, you want to start that with an exact match. Reebok shoes, start that with an exact match. See how it converts. You can add a phrase keyword into the mix too, but if you use a phrase keyword, set the bid or set the max cost per click a little bit lower on that, on the phrase match, because generally speaking, phrase match keywords convert lower. For the Google recommendations, anytime that you see Google recommendations showing up, don't get carried away with the Google recommendations. You don't have to always apply the Google recommendations. Actually, in all honesty, we dismiss a lot of them. I do anyways. But I got over 20 years experience. Well, damn near 20 years experience. I've been using Google Ads ever since they come out. I think it was the year 2000, 2002, something like that. So, if you do see a recommendation show up, you will. And when the rating thing at the top says, or optimization score at the top says 70, 100%, don't take that literal. Just because it says your account is 70% optimized does not necessarily mean that's true. Because if you go in there and just start dismissing the recommendations and you don't even apply them, it will just bump it back up to 100%. That's just Google's way of saying, hey, pay attention to this. This is what we see. And the reason they put those metrics into place because a lot of people are not making changes, or they're not applying changes, or they're overlooking things. The recommendations is just to give you an idea of what could be applied that might boost the performance, but don't take it literal. Don't think that just because Google says and recommends that you need to apply it. Use good common sense. The reason I dismiss them, I review them, but 99% of the time I dismiss the recommendations because I understand the account and I know exactly what's going on with the account. I know. Also, don't forget to test your dynamic search ads. Dynamic search ads can be very beneficial. A lot of people will launch the search the search network campaign, and they never test the dynamic search ads. Create a new campaign, set up a dynamic search ads campaign, and make sure that you target the correct pages. So say, for example, you're a Shopify site. You want to target your product pages. You don't want to target the entire site. You just want to target your most important pages. If there's only 15, 20 products that you are focusing on, then load those into your dynamic ad settings or your dynamic ad targeting options. And keep in mind to launch that with manual CPC, get the data built up. Even if you're losing some money, breaking even, that's not a bad sign. I mean, you should profit just a little bit. But if you're only getting like a 1.5x return, let it run for a while, relax, don't panic, don't start making changes. Get the data first and then change it to automation so it will start kicking all those bidding signals into place. City, state, time, weekend. It will start automatically decreasing, increasing bids based on bidding signals. And there's hundreds, if not thousands of signals that are coming into play. So, some key factors to keep in mind from this video. Launch search without display. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. If I did not, I don't think that I did. You need to launch the search without display network. Don't combine the display with the search network. Use the right conversion goal settings so when you go move into automation, Google will know how to optimize your account. Test the dynamic search ads. Don't leave those out. You should try them. And thrive for high quality scores. And A/B test landing pages and ads nonstop. So that should be it for the search network. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out my bio. And that should be it. Thank you.